clap once if you are ready. Okay, clap twice if you are eager to learn. Okay, now that you are ready and eager to learn, this is another God-given opportunity for us to learn another important biological concept. And for today's lesson or topic, we will discover the cell organelles. Okay, for the preliminary activity, I will give you blank sheets of paper. And what you're going to do with that, before that, here are the following objectives that you have to remember. So these are target goals. So please help me read for the first objective. Number one, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to, number one,
identify and describe the structure and function of cell organelles.
And number two,
Compare and contrast animal and plant cells.
And lastly,
Participate actively in class discussion and activity.
alright, so you have to remember that because we will check later on if we have achieved these objectives. So for the preliminary activity, I will give you blank sheets of bond paper. And what you're going to do is fold the paper into three. On the first column, what you're going to do is to write what I know. In the second, what I want to know. And the third column is what I learned. So what you're going to do on the first column is to write down and jot down the things that you already know about the cell organelle. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. On the second column, you are going to jot down or write down the things that you want more to learn about cell organelles. Understand?
Yeah.
But on the third column, just leave it there because later on we will answer that after learning a new material from this lesson. Okay? Okay.
Okay, so I have here pictures flashed on screen. So before we identify what are these pictures, I want you to identify the differences and similarities of these pictures. What can you say about the picture A and the picture B? So for you to organize what are the differences and similarities, I want you to make your own Venn diagram. So I'll be giving you worksheets. Okay, so after that, what will you put in the area of, for letter A, are the parts that are unique in picture A. The same through with the letter B. And the overlapping part of both A and B are their similarities. Okay, so after that, what are the differences between pictures A and pictures B? For letter A. Okay, very good. How about in letter B? Alright. How about their similarities? They have both of those parts. Nucleus and mitochondria and etc. Okay. So after that, what can you say about the picture? It is a picture of cells. So what type of cell is the picture A and picture B? Next. Okay, so these are the questions you're going to answer. Number one, you can read.
What is an organelle?
Okay, what is an organelle? Based from the pictures shown to you. Organelle is blah, blah, blah. Next. How does an animal cell differ from the plant cell based on the images presented? Okay, so thank you. And last is, what are the functions of these different parts of the cell. So you'll be going to answer this by doing an activity.
Okay, good morning. Okay, are you still with your overwhelming energy? Okay, now let's divide the class into 6 groups. So today we will act as a scientist. So we will divide the laboratory into 6 stations. The first station will be here, the second station, the third station, the fourth station, the fifth, and the sixth one. So here are the names of each station. Now today, after you are with your group, are you now with your group?
Yes.
Okay, so you may take your seats according to the place where you'll be able to be sitting with your group. And now, let's try to explain what you will do in each station. So this 6 station will test your memorization, your act of learning. Okay, we will have the worksheet. Now let's see the worksheet. Okay, so I will be giving you these worksheets afterwards. So as you can see, these worksheets is also flashed in your screens. So the first station, we will first divide the 6 station into two categories. We will first go into the first, the second, and the third station. So group 1, group 2, and group 3. So each station will be given 5 minutes to answer. The first station is named as Watch It. So in that table, I will be giving you QR code. And as you can see that code, since yesterday I have told you to download your own QR code reader. And then you're going to be proceeded into the short video according to that QR code. And that is for the first station. And for the second station, you have there, you're going to do is research it. And that station, you're going to have that certain web page that you could visit for that information about the organelles. And that is for your second station. And there, you're going to answer the different questions afterwards based on the worksheets which is given to you. The third one is the read it. In this station, you will read an article about an animal and plant cell. And of course, you're still going to answer the questions. So the first 3 groups will first answer the first 3, since it is more on the online activity. And then, for the station 4, you're going to assess it. You're going to be 9 questions in that station. And you're going to answer it based on what you have read and what you have seen on the first 3 stations. Understood? Are you still with me, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is for your 4th station. Meaning to say, you're going to base your answers on the first 3 stations that you have undergone earlier. Next one is your station 5. It is named as Write It. So here, you have these different questions which you're going to be answering after the station 4. And then after that, you're going to proceed with your station 6. And that is your illustrate it. As you can see, you will be given 2 pictures there in the station 6. We have illustration, and what you're going to do with that is you're going to label and describe the 3 main organelles and the differences between the animal and plant cell. Since you're going to identify the organelles, now you'll try to compare which of that figure or that illustration is your animal or plant cell. And lastly, for your station 7 is to organize it. In this case, you will be given papers, cut out papers with functions, and you're going to arrange it forming one function, and then you're going to identify the organelle belongs to the animal or plants, or it may be belong to the both. And of course, you're going to place it in under the name plant cell or animal cell. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so every station is given 5 minutes. For the last instruction, the first group, the group 1, will start 5 minutes. Okay? Afterwards, the next group will get in, and of course, whatever is the instruction given in the worksheet. Okay, so instruction is part of your exam or your worksheet. So that will be all. So enjoy your activity, and I'll be roaming around as you are going through with your activity. Okay? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, let's pass your papers. Okay? Very good. I've seen that you really did enjoy.
Okay, so did you enjoy the activity?
Yes.
Alright, so in the 7th station, we learned the difference between animal and plant cell and the function of each organelle. Okay, so let's review if you really understand what you did. So I noticed that most of you cooperated with each other to answer the questions in your worksheets. Okay, sorry. Okay, please wait. So let's review. If you remember the different, or first let's discuss the animal and plant cell. Okay, so this is the basic structure of the cell. So as you can see in the first part of the lesson, so it was shown to you the microscopic view of the animal and plant cell. So this is the basic structure of the cell. So the cells have a nucleus, ribosome, lysosome, Golgi apparatus, mitochondrion, endoplasmic reticulum, and microfilament and centriole. So we have 2 types of cells. So we have animal cell and plant cell. So in the animal cell, so it has a centriole, while plant cells have cell walls. So cell walls are absent in animal cell. Am I right? Okay, so next. So do you have any questions regarding the animal and plant cells?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. So I know that you're able to play the games in the station. Okay, next, please, cellular organelles. So let's play this game. What am I? Okay, please identify the following organelles. So first, what is this organelle? I'm strong and rigid. Next, getting through me is tough. I'm found only in plants, but I guess that's enough. What am I?
Cell wall.
Very good. I'm a cell wall. Okay. So this is a cell wall. Next. I'm full of holes, flexible and thin. I control what gets out and what comes in. What am I?
Plasma membrane.
Okay. Cell membrane. Like cell membrane. Okay, next. Next. Plasma membrane. Okay, next. I'm the brain of the cell, or so they say. I regulate the cell activities from day to day. What am I?
Nucleus.
Very good. The nucleus. Next. Okay, so this is the nucleus. Next, please. So the nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear envelope with nuclear pores. Okay, next. I'm a maze of membranes. Proteins are packaged and transported here. Then they are exported. The organelles and cells that are near. What am I?
Endoplasmic
Okay, endoplasmic reticulum. Very good. Okay, next. Proteins are made here even though I'm quite small. You can find me in the cytoplasm or attached to ER's wall. What am I?
Ribosome.
Very good. Okay, so those are the parts of the cell and the function of each organelle. So do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see if you really understand the function and structure of the cell. So let's go to the cell analogy.
So hi class, how are you? Okay, so I know that you already have learned about the cell, its parts and functions. Okay, now let's think about your very own community. So, how does your community carry out its own function and purposes? Okay, yes, very good. So, so does the community or your very own community can be related to a cell? Yes, for those who agree, please raise your hands. Okay, very good. Now I have here another activity. So here are the steps. So you decide your analogy. Okay, so you can choose whatever you want. It can be either person, things, events, etc. Depending in your field of interest. Okay, so you make your own title, match the cell parts into your chosen person, events for your analogy. Okay, so you have to explain this. This is the format and example, and include at least 8 organelles to be explained. So you only have 5 minutes. 10 minutes, I mean. Okay, are you done, class?
Yes.
Okay, so pass your papers. Okay, so how do you think are the parts affected when one of it malfunction based on your activity? Okay, yes? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So now we're going to have your evaluation.
Okay, class, good morning again. So, you've been through the different activities regarding the cell, its parts, and its functions, right?
Yes,
So, now, let us go back to our very first activity, which is the KWL chart. So, the very first, at the very start, you've listed the things that you've known about the topic, cell, and its organelles, right? And you also listed the things that you want to know. So since there's an adage that sharing is loving, why not share on the third column what you have learned on our activity or lesson for today? Okay, so you on the first part, please read. Okay, very good. Thank you that you have know that plant cells are the only cells that have chlorophyll. Now, on the second column, you want to know that, please read.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you. You cited there that you want to know what are the differences between the plant cell and animal cell. Now, Mary, share your understanding or learning about the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Okay, thank you very much. Let's give Mary a round of applause. So, okay, let us now go to the second question, the third one, and the fourth, and so on. Now, why do you think we go back to this chart? Okay, to recall. What else?
Evaluate.
To evaluate yourself if
we have learned.
something.
okay, you have learned something, and also the assess if what you have known before is true, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So now, it seems that you've already learned about the different parts or organelles of the cell. Let's have an activity. Okay, so in here, you have a task to do. So you have to choose a project to be presented in front of the class. You could be in pair, so a pair. The project must show your understanding about the differences between the structure and the function of the cell, organelles, animal and plant cells. So there are two cells. You have to differentiate its structure and function. So you may choose to present your output through the following. It could be A, in a form portfolio, or E, portfolio, B, infographics, C, model, D, video presentation, and E, bulletin board. And you will be assessed using the rubric, the following rubric. So that would be the rubric
So, for your project to be presented in class. Understood?
Yes,
Any
sir.
question?
No, sir.
Okay, so let us proceed.
Okay, finally for your assignment, I want you to look for an article regarding endosymbiosis. Then you answer the following guide questions. So your reflection will be graded using this rubric. Okay, so I want you to pass your reflection. I want you to email it in my email address. So you already have my email address. So, are there any more questions?
No, ma'am.
So if there's none, class dismissed.